Canik Pigman. One of the most popular stories surrounding strange sightings at Canik Chase seems to centre around a cryptid creature unlike anything that has ever been seen before in the world of cryptozoology. This creature appears to be a human-animal hybrid that seemingly popped out of nowhere and disappeared into memory. Known as the Canik Chase Pigman, there exists a creature that has been described as possessing the body of a large man, the face of a pig, and has been occasionally seen dressed in scavenged human clothes when spotted in the dense and remote forest regions of Canik Chase. Legends and sightings of the creature began shortly after the end of World War II, with many claiming to have seen the pigman across a span of more than 50 years before the last sighting would take place somewhere around 1993. Popularity of the creature would not reach its peak until about 2013, when a man by the name of Lee Brickley would publish a book centered around the decades of reports spanning across the 5 decades of the pigman's sightings. Despite the hundreds of reports, witness sightings appeared to be largely consistent with the description of the creature, with consistent claims that the creature stood at roughly 7 feet tall, looked like a man from the neck down, and had a mutated face with an elongated snout. Some claim to hear it squeal or run on all fours with a strange ability to sniff out anything and anyone nearby. Local legends surrounding the pigman claim that the creature was made via gene splicing efforts that the government attempted shortly after the Second World War, only for the creature to be released into the wild when all attempts at taming the creature would not work. Although there is no truth or evidence to these legends outside of witness reports, the story of the Canik Chase Pigman continues on all the same. Old House Woods are cursed. The coastal town of Diggs is located in Virginia and attracts many due to its scenic coastal views. Others, however, are drawn to the town due to the 50-acre patch of dense pine woods and marshland if you travel down Haven Beach Road. These woods are allegedly one of the most haunted woods in the world. Their very name, Old House Woods, is a reference to a spooky event. An old house once stood in the center of the forest and was suspected of being haunted by ghosts. This was until the house set on fire one night, with no explanation as to where or how the fire was started. Even more strangely, the fire was suddenly extinguished with no explanation, only to alight once again and burn to the ground a few years later. At one point, the forest had been a popular port of soldiers and pirates before and during the American Revolutionary War. The dense landscape served as the perfect hiding spot. However, this also meant that the area quickly earned a reputation for being dangerous, leaving travelers vulnerable to murder and thievery. Since then, the wood has become renowned for being home to a number of ghostly apparitions that range from soldiers and ship crews all the way to phantom animals. Henry Forrest described how once when out hunting ducks in the woods, he witnessed a group of objects he assumed were ducks passing through the water. As they approached, the objects began to morph into the redcoat revolutionary soldiers who began to march towards him. When Forrest tried to retreat to his boat, he found one of the soldiers was on board. When he threatened to shoot the soldier, it calmly replied that if he dared shoot, Forrest would have the devil's curse placed on him. When Forrest did try and shoot, he found his gun no longer worked. He was forced to flee for his life. Another eyewitness, Ben Ferriby, described how when out fishing in the woods, he saw a large wooden vessel approach him whose boards were crowded with crew members. Others have even described witnessing skeletons dressed in armor, carrying lanterns and brandishing archaic swords. Many believe these soldiers and ship crews are all searching for the multiple mounds of treasure that are reportedly hidden in the woods. It is said that an unrecovered stash of gold coins was buried in the woods by pirates in the 1600s, alongside some expensive loot from a treasure-laden ship sent to America from England in 1651 that was attacked by bandits. However, not all ghostly human apparitions are military in nature. One of the most famous sightings in the woods is the ghostly figure of a woman dressed in a white gown with a green glow emanating from her. On calm nights, she is said to walk among the trees and let out unearthly screams. That has led her to her nickname as the Storm Woman. The ghosts are not always human. 2 black dogs have been known to jump out of paths, while there have also been sightings of black horses, crows, and headless cows. Alongside ghostly sightings, Those who visit the woods have often returned telling tales of strange occurrences. Travelers' horses would often fly into a panic while trotting through the woods, while humans have described struggling to catch their breath and choking or being filled with a sense of dread and imminent doom. It looks like inanimate objects are also victim to the woods. Cameras have malfunctioned, full batteries have suddenly gone dead, and recordings have no working sound when played back. While one or two spooky accounts can be dismissed easily by skeptics, the sheer number of ghostly sightings and unexplained events that have taken place in the Old House Woods have cemented its status as one of the most haunted places in America. Fiskerton Phantom. The Fiskerton Phantom is a mysterious phantom cat-like creature that has been sighted near Fiskerton in Lincolnshire. The first sighting of the creature was reported on August 27, 1997, when 4 young girls reported seeing 4 feet tall bear-like huge creatures eating a pheasant. Upon seeing the terrifying black-coloured creature, the girls immediately fled to the nearby Trywit Arms pub and told other people in the pub what they had just witnessed. When they later returned to the site, they found large paw prints on the ground. Another alleged sighting of the Fiskerton Phantom was reported by Dave Brumhead, the owner of the Trywit Arms pub. According to him, a motorist had also claimed to have seen the phantom at the same location where the girls had seen it. During 1997, several other sightings of a large phantom-like creature were also reported. The alleged sightings of the creature continued until 2011. There are a number of theories about the Fiskerton Phantom. According to experts, bears became extinct in the British Isles about 1,000 years ago, and there are no other animals large enough that fit the description of the phantom. Some people believe that it could be a lion, some other large cat, or a bear that had escaped from a public or private zoo. Others believe that it could be a paranormal creature appearing in the form of a large phantom. However, there isn't much evidence to support any of these theories. Although there haven't been any recent sightings of the Fiskerton Phantom, many of the locals believe that a mysterious beast still roams the streets of Fiskerton at night. The Black Stickmen Cryptids. One of the most peculiar reports surrounding paranormal activity located in forests all across North America appears to be that of a paranormal phenomenon known as the Black Stickmen Cryptids. By all regards, the Black Stickmen are an extremely recent phenomenon, with the first known report having been written roughly a little over a year ago during 2018, and no hint of such creatures having existed at any point in time prior to these first reports. The first well-documented report of the Black Stickmen cryptid came from cryptozoologist Mark Wolfgang Miller, of whom claimed that he had encountered the strange creature during an expedition throughout the small town of Beaufort, Wyoming. There, he claimed that he and his team came within 6 feet of a black stickman that towered above them in the forest and would have been completely invisible had it not turned to face them. According to eyewitness reports, the Black Stickmen are a paranormal or supernatural cryptid that appears to stand at 7 feet to 12 feet tall, is completely void of color or light, and is typically described similar to that of a silhouette or shadow. These cryptids are so thin that the creature is widely claimed to be only 2-dimensional in shape, and when turned sideways, is impossible to see by any eyewitness account. It is this 2-dimensionality that allows the Black Stickmen cryptids to sneak up on the eyewitnesses in their stories and suddenly appear in front of them after turning to face them. Black Stickmen are not similar to reports of shadow people in mostly 3 separate regards. Unlike claims of shadow people, the Black Stickmen are widely regarded as being 2-dimensional, whereas shadow people have 3-dimensional shapes. Additionally, those of whom have claimed to have witnessed the Black Stickmen will often say that they feel a sudden oppressive negative energy fill the air that causes a strange feeling of aggression and agitation in those surrounding or looking at the cryptid. Several theories of the creature so far believe the cryptid to be an interdimensional being, only recently having accessed our 3-dimensional plane. Encounters with the Dover Demon. First spotted back on the 21st of April in 1977 within the town of Dover, Massachusetts, was that of an alien-like creature that many residents have come to now know as the Dover Demon. The most remarkable fact surrounding the sighting of the creature is that, over the course of one night, there were 3 other independent sightings of the creature, with each sighting landing on a perfect straight line of each other. The first sighting occurred in the evening of April 21st, when a teenage boy named William Bartlett, only 17 years old, was driving down Farm Street in the town of Dover. His witness report claimed that the creature walked on all fours, had tendril-like fingers, large glowing eyes, and had been walking atop a stone wall with perfect balance. The second sighting occurred only a few hours later, in which a boy by the name of John Baxter, only 15 years old at the time, claimed to have been seen by a creature fitting the same description, travelling nearby the Miller Hill Road. The third and final sighting of the Dover Demon occurred the next morning on the 22nd of April, when a young teenage girl named Abby Brabham, also only 15 years old, claimed to have been passing by Springdale Avenue and encountered the creature travelling in a straight line, following the direction away from the previous sightings. When the location of each witness account is plotted on a map, they form a straight line, leading many to believe that the creature was travelling to a specific location or away from something that it had encountered. The travel distance between all 3 points was noted as being 2 miles in total distance. Despite each teenager having gone to police to report their findings, the police quickly dismissed the case and claimed that what had probably been seen was nothing more than a moose calf. To this day, the 3 still claim what they encountered was some sort of a monster and nothing native to our planet Earth.